Hi everybody, welcome back to the garage. Today I'm going to walk you through the finishing of the seat backs, working on the torque tubes, finalizing those for the controls, and also showing you the show plane's automatic flap positioning system that I'm going to be using in the plane. Hope you enjoy it, and if you do, don't forget, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks and have a great day.
Just a quick update, just kind of showing setting up a new work area. I'm going to do all of my fabrication and prepping down in this spot. I've got another table I'm going to actually put over here where I'll do the assembly, but here you can kind of see where I've gotten to with the seat backs. Just getting ready to do the final assembly and riveting of those. The bracket I need for the control rods, and everything else is in place. So that's kind of the assembly area. Over here is what I've got is the area where I'm going to keep all of the goods that are, I guess not the goods, but the parts that are finished and just ready for final assembly. So you can kind of see here some of the parts that I've got from some previous work. Here is the flap control. It's not ready to be mounted yet permanently. In here you can see more of the parts and the bulkhead down here on the bottom. So most of it is already prepped and ready to go. It's just a matter of when I get it assembled, I can just put all the parts in. And finally, this is what I've started to pull together here is a little booth for doing some of my painting and priming. I've got it started to be set up. I'm gonna put up some more tarps and I'll run a line out through my window to kind of vent it out to the outside, but this should make it a lot easier. I won't have to worry about dust and wind and other things, and I can kind of hang and suspend things from wherever. So that should make it a lot better. One thing I didn't mention, and I'll probably do a video on this to talk about it, but just kind of what's the setup for the tools that you need, or at least the tools that I use to get this work done. Things like saw blades. Nobody really talks about what size saw blades or what's the material or the teeth and stuff that you need for it. Also, you can see here I've got my my stand for my riveting. That was really mostly used on the beginning. I still got some wing stuff that I'm gonna have to do, but it'll come in handy there, I'm sure. And then I built this base, which there are a number of plans out there for, that slides underneath it to lay the material on. But I'll probably do an update and just kind of talk about those tools and just which ones I use and which ones I don't. There are a few that I ended up purchasing that really never got any use or very little use so far. I will tell you that the squeezer, I love it. It's the thing that gets probably the most use of everything that I've got going on. And of course, all my dies, you want to get some good quality dies. I use those quite a bit. But yeah, I'll do an update and just kind of talk about some of the tools. Maybe I'll lay them all out on a table so you can kind of see how it looks. Hey everybody, today is Wednesday. As you can see here, I've been working on getting the seat backs riveted now that they've been primed. So that's pretty much done, except for this upper lip here. Unfortunately, the squeezers that I have, these guys, the jaw is not quite wide enough. So I can't use my squeezers, so I'll have to do it with the bucking bar and the rivet gun. Same with this one. You can see here, I've got them all done, except for that very top row. And that's just because of this lip here. It just doesn't quite fit over it. And then I've also got the control idler arm done. So it's all riveted together. And the bolts are all prepped, ready to go in. So that's a quick update. And I'll give you another update as I move my plane around. Enjoy. Seat back all completed. Because of this lip, I ended up not being able to use the squeezers. If you look over here, you'll see that the jaw on the squeezer wasn't quite high enough. So back to the banging the rivets. Not a big deal, but I just tried to do it, and you can see kind of the edge got a little, tore some of it off, but there you go. So that's all done. And then the other piece that was left to do with that, I keep it over here in my stash of completed things, is you ended up having to create 4 of these things. And these are really the pins that hold it in place. Nothing too special, just got to do a 90-degree bend, and you kind of round the tip of it a little bit and flatten it so that it's easy to, once you have it in the plane, you can just push it in here and slide it over and it goes in pretty easy. That's it. Quick update on Sunday. Cheers.
I mentioned earlier that I would do a quick update on the show plane's automatic flap positioning sensor. So I've put that in. You can see it here. It's 2 pieces. One goes on to the fixed portion and the other one goes on to the shaft that moves in and out. And once it's in place, what you do is you have this control box that you need to wire in. This is obviously just laid here temporarily, but you wire it up to the motor, and then you have the switch that you'd mount on the cockpit, and it's pretty straightforward. The down position, you just pulse it down once, and when you pulse it down, what it will do is it will automatically then move the flaps to the first position, which you can see here. Pulse it a second time, it'll move it to the next position. And then if you pulse it the 3rd time, it'll move it to the final position, which will be the completely down position. And that way you don't have to worry about it. And then once you're finished and you're done with it, you can just flip it up and it resets it, and it stays in the up position. It'll reset, it'll move it all the way back so the flaps are completely retracted, and it's reset and ready to go. The one thing this system doesn't do is it doesn't measure that. It just has these fixed settings. So if you want to have a display in your cockpit, let's say you've got a G3X or something, you want to see that, that's something you're going to have to deal with as well. Now you can actually get a system where you can replace the motor and drive, and it will do all of this for you. If I'd known, maybe I might have changed it, but it would require changing out the brackets and doing some other stuff. So I'll see how well this works. Some people have complained about it and said it moves around a little bit. I'll see as I use it, but at this point it seems pretty good. It seems pretty tight. Because I don't have the actual position feedback, one of the things that I will do is I'll actually put a sensor on the plane to track where the flap positions are really at, and that way I'll have that feedback, like I said, to the G3X. But here you can see again, it's pretty straightforward. Click, 1 click, 2 click. You don't have to hold it down. You just momentary, so you don't have to be looking out to see where your flaps are. It's pretty cool. And then what I will probably do, and I'll show you here, is I will then go and put that sensor on the outside of the plane next to the flap rod, position rod, as you can see here, and then that sensor will actually measure and see what position the flaps are in, and I'll feed that back to the G3X. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget, subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye now.